unbelievable support, and I just want to tell you how appreciative I am, because I do think of you and appreciate you every day. I am now Worcester County Sheriff, because this is a tremendous job. I am really invigorated by this opportunity, and that's how I feel. I feel I'm blessed with an opportunity to do an enormous amount of good for the people of Worcester County, and I wouldn't have this opportunity but for you. So really, that's the essence. When Justin first asked me to come, my first reaction was, of course I'll come. When do you want me there? And you know, just let me know when and where, and I'll be there, because that's how I feel about you and what you've tried to accomplish through the Tea Party movement up here in North County, and a lot of good government, holding people accountable, and the support I felt through the Tea Party and the North County folks. So I just wanted to tell you I was honored, as I am today, to be here today with you. I just want to talk a little bit about what's happening at the Sheriff's Department, and then we can, if there's time, do we have a certain amount of time? Okay, because I love to do questions and answers, as you know, and sometimes I go longer than people wish, so I will do my best to rein it in, but I just want to tell you a little bit about it, because this is a very interesting job, and I want to tell you what I've been doing and what we talked about when I was running, because some of the things I accomplished, let me just talk about a couple. Number one, let's just say that the Lew Evangelidis name will never appear on the side of any vehicles for the Worcester County Sheriff's Department, nor on any signs but the couple of signs that are down at the main office in West Boylston. Because you know what? It's not right. You don't need this job to promote yourself. If you do the job well, it will promote you. But the point is, the taxpayers shouldn't pay for it. Those names have been removed, and my name was not put on. So that was the first thing I did, and the easiest thing. Now also, you know, I'm trying to improve the morale of the Worcester County House of Correction. The one thing I want you to understand about this place was probably the same reason you were a little bit reluctant, if you knew me, to say, why do you want to be sheriff? Because the perception was the place was about nothing but patronage, waste, you know, just a cesspool. And I said to myself, I'm going to take that on, because you know what, I believe it can be much, much more than that. And what really got me excited about running for sheriff is when I talked to people who lived in other counties where sheriffs were not looked upon as political people or patronage people, but some of the most respected people in the communities, because they really made a positive difference in the community. And that's what I want you to understand. My goal is to say, after my 6 years, or even sooner hopefully, or more, that, wow, this guy really helped make a difference. He put the people in place that we thought he would. He's made a positive difference in the community. But to do that, I need to start attacking the morale problem. And I just want you, as my friends, to understand what I'm inheriting here. I don't know how long, but let's just say there's a perception, if not a reality, that politics have played a part in every decision made in an operation for not 5 years, not 10 years, but 20 and 40. And how would you feel if you were someone there working hard, trying to make a name for yourself, showing up every day, doing your job, and yet somebody got promoted because they knew the sheriff, or they held signs, or they made a contribution? How would you feel if you wanted to reprimand someone who worked for you, who was lazy and not doing their job, but when you made that call and started reprimanding them, the phone would ring, back off, he's one of the sheriff's guys? How do you think that makes morale feel around there, you know? Everything was based. So what I did is I came in, as you expected I do, I issued an email day one and a letter to every employee there, and I said, I'm honored to be the sheriff. I'm honored to work with you to make this position extraordinary, dynamic, and beneficial to the people of Worcester County. And this is how I want to operate. My number one rule, I have never taken a penny from a person who works in this organization, and I never will. I'll never accept a contribution from any employee at the Worcester County House of Correction. That's the way business had been done. It's wrong. It's as simple as that. It's over. So that was part of the process I came in. I told them no more of that. I laid out the groundwork. I let people know we're going to have a strong chain of command. Because the Sheriff's Department, in a lot of ways, is a paramilitary organization. And there's an importance of having a structure and responsibilities. And I had to make sure that I could enforce them. So when I put people in positions of authority, and people below them, whether they were captains or lieutenants or sergeants, that there was going to be a strict chain of command. Not the old, everybody runs around the chain of command because they know somebody and they call on a favor. You cannot run an effective organization when everybody's doing that, and that's the culture of the place. And the one beauty of this place is no one, and I say this without equivocation, no one has entered the Worcester County House of Correction over fewer favors than I do. Nobody. And you know why? Because you were there to help me. Not the people who work there. The people who were in the Worcester County are the ones who helped me. And I've told the story to a few of you already. Every day I sit in my office. And I sit in my desk, and in front of me is the jail. And all the employees and all the inmates. And behind me are a bunch of open windows and the hills of Worcester County. And every day I remind myself, I am not here to serve those people in front of me. I'm here to serve the people behind me, the people of Worcester County. That's what I think of every day. I'm so appreciative to have this opportunity, and that's what I think this position needs, someone who's dedicated to that. So besides, like as I mentioned, you know, going in office, taking my names out, removing money from it, trying to remove politics from it, I immediately consolidated positions. I've saved over $400,000 or $500,000 just in the my first short time in office. I went through and I consolidated a CFO position and an HR person, saved $75,000, $80,000 in that consolidation, increased the hiring standards, where now if you want to get a job at the Worcester County House of Correction, it's not going to be give a call to somebody who owes you a favor, because you have to have criteria. For example, if you want to be a correctional officer, that's an important job. And you know what? I'm going to make sure that nobody gets in there because of who they know. It's going to be what they know, and we've increased the hiring standards. You have to have an associate's degree and or military service. You're going to have certain physical requirements. You're going to have exams, and we're going to have psychological evaluations done, because not everybody is suited to work in a prison. And you're going to find that out sooner than later. I'd rather find out on the front than on the back. But all these things I'm talking about doing, I did the first week. And every day since then, we keep doing more. And I am telling you, this is the problem with the department. Not everybody wants to write about all these things happening at the Worcester County House of Correction, because they like the bad stories. They don't want to write the good stories. So that's why I'm here tonight to talk to you about some of the good stories, because I need you guys to understand that I need your help to keep strong, stand up against the insiders. They're trying to undercut everything I do. They're trying to stop me, because it's not the way business is done. It's not the way they succeeded in the past down there. But you know what? There's a lot of great people that work there, and they get it, and they're actually pleased at what's happening. But I'll give you an example. This is what happened Friday. And I can tell you a story every day. You want to know a story every day? Something comes up every day. And I love it, and it's exciting, but we're trying to do the right thing. Imagine this. We have a civil process office, the Worcester County House of Correction. We run the jail in West Boylston. There's 1,100 inmates there. We can talk about the details of that. Fascinating operation. We have 3 re-entry programs. We have one in Fitchburg, which some of you may be familiar with. We have one in Worcester, we have one in Webster, where I spent the entire day today down at my re-entry office in Webster. But we also have a civil process office, okay? These are people that serve summonses and complaints through the Sheriff's Department. Can you imagine that this is one of the things you don't know about, because you just don't learn these things, you know, and it's not public knowledge. Sheriff is the highest law enforcement authority in Worcester County. Sheriff has the ability to swear in and deputize a full-born, what they call a commissioned officer. I have the ability to deputize someone, give them full police powers, ability to carry a firearm, arrest powers, and it can be designated by me. You can imagine how I felt. My first question was, how many of these people do we have running around Worcester County? And the second question is, how many of those people do we need to have running around Worcester County? And let me tell you, those numbers were not the same. And I have immediately reined in that program, and I've only deputized 92 people. Now, that may sound a lot, but in the past it was over 200. But I have only deputized people today who have been through a police academy, and I have direct control over. And that's it. And if I need anybody else, they're going to have to give me a very sound, good explanation as to why they should have a designation of being a deputy sheriff. Now,